Chelsea part ways with Enzo Maresca. After 7 straight defeats as Oliver Glasner emerges as leading candidate, Chelsea Football Club have officially confirmed the dismissal of head coach Enzo Maresca, bringing an abrupt end to his turbulent reign at Stamford Bridge after a disastrous run of form that saw the club lose 7 consecutive matches in all competitions. The decision, announced by the club in an official statement, follows mounting pressure from supporters, internal concerns from ownership, and growing fears that the season was spiraling beyond recovery. Maresca, who arrived with a reputation as a modern tactician committed to possession-based football, departs Chelsea after a period marked by inconsistency, tactical confusion, and a severe breakdown in results. While the club initially showed patience and publicly backed the Italian coach, the unprecedented sequence of defeats ultimately forced the board to act. According to Chelsea's statement, the decision was taken in the best interests of the club and followed extensive internal review of performances, results, and long-term objectives. Though the club stopped short of placing sole blame on Maresca, it acknowledged that results had fallen well below expected standards. 7 losses that sealed his fate. The defining factor behind Maresca's dismissal was the alarming run of 7 straight defeats, a sequence that not only damaged Chelsea's position in the league table, but also shattered confidence within the dressing room. Performances during this period were widely criticized for lacking intensity, clarity, and cohesion, with the team frequently conceding early goals and struggling to respond. Chelsea's defensive structure collapsed repeatedly, while the midfield appeared disconnected from both defense and attack. Despite Maresca's insistence on building play patiently from the back, errors in build-up became a recurring theme, costing the team crucial points and exposing them to relentless pressure from opponents. More worrying for the hierarchy was the apparent loss of belief among players. Sources close to the club suggest that senior figures in the squad had begun to question tactical instructions, while younger players, many of whom were expected to flourish under Maresca, looked burdened by uncertainty rather than empowered by his philosophy. A project that never fully took off. When Enzo Maresca was appointed, Chelsea's ownership sold the vision of a long-term project centered on tactical identity, youth development, and modern football principles. His background, influenced by elite coaching environments, promised structure and innovation. However, translating theory into results at a club of Chelsea's magnitude proved far more complex. The Premier League's unforgiving nature allowed little margin for error. As defeats piled up, the gap between the project's ideals and the reality on the pitch became impossible to ignore. Chelsea's league position deteriorated, cup ambitions faded, and the atmosphere around Stamford Bridge turned increasingly hostile. Fans voiced their frustrations loudly, with matchday boos and growing calls for change dominating discourse. For a club accustomed to success and high standards, patience ran out quickly once it became clear that there was no immediate turnaround on the horizon. Ownership under pressure to act. Chelsea's ownership group faced an unenviable decision. Having already invested heavily in players and infrastructure, allowing the season to drift further risked both sporting failure and financial consequences. Qualification for European competitions appeared in jeopardy, and the value of the squad risked stagnation without a clear direction. Insiders suggest that the final decision was reached after internal meetings involving senior executives, football directors, and ownership representatives. The consensus was that a change in leadership was necessary to salvage the remainder of the season and restore stability. While Maresca's departure is undeniably harsh, it reflects Chelsea's long-standing culture of swift managerial decisions when results collapse. History shows that the club rarely hesitates to act decisively, regardless of long-term plans, when performances reach unacceptable levels. Oliver Glasner emerges as frontrunner. With Maresca gone, attention has quickly shifted to his potential successor, Oliver Glasner, currently highly regarded for his work at Crystal Palace, has emerged as a leading candidate to take over at Stamford Bridge. Glasner's reputation has grown significantly due to his pragmatic yet dynamic approach, tactical flexibility, and strong man management skills. At Palace, he has been praised for organizing compact, disciplined teams capable of competing against stronger opponents while still offering attacking threat. Sources indicate that Chelsea's hierarchy admire Glasner's ability to balance structure with adaptability, qualities they believe have been missing in recent months. His experience managing squads under pressure and extracting maximum performance from limited resources is seen as a major asset for a Chelsea side struggling for consistency despite significant investment. Though no official appointment has been announced, discussions are believed to be progressing, with Glasner viewed as someone who could stabilize the squad quickly while laying foundations for future success. What Glasner could bring to Chelsea. If appointed, Glasner would inherit a squad rich in talent, but fragile in confidence. His immediate task would be to restore defensive solidity, reestablish clear roles, and rebuild trust between players and coaching staff. Tactically, Glasner is known for emphasizing organization, intelligent pressing, and efficient transitions, an approach that could suit Chelsea's current needs. Rather than imposing a rigid philosophy, he adapts systems to maximize player strengths, a trait that appeals to a club seeking immediate improvement. Crucially, Glasner's calm leadership style contrasts with the growing tension that surrounded Maresca's final weeks. Chelsea believed that a steady presence could help ease the pressure on young players and bring clarity during a chaotic period. Chelsea hold emergency Enzo Maresca sack meeting with decision imminent. Chelsea's hierarchy have held an emergency meeting to discuss Enzo Maresca's future at Stamford Bridge, with the Italian head coach expected to leave the club.